you can tell from the title of my video, I've about had it up to here with my Etsy shop. I am so frustrated with it. So for the last 10 years, I've been selling my animal art, my paintings and prints and t-shirts of my work on Etsy. And for most of the time, I did quite well. But the last year, my shop has went to new lows. Etsy has been showing my listings to fewer and fewer customers, and consequently, I've been getting fewer and fewer sales. In fact, this month, my sales were 65% lower than last year in the same month. So in this video, I want to share with you why I think my shop is doing so poorly. And this is something that flies in the face of all of the conventional Etsy guru advice that you're going to see on YouTube. Also, I want to share with you what I've been trying to do to fix it. And I know, spoiler alert, a lot of the things I've tried have failed. And so this will save you time, because if you're trying to revamp your Etsy shop, if it isn't working out the way you want it to, not selling as much as you want to, you won't make the mistakes that I did and waste the time that I have trying to get my shop to actually appear in Etsy search the way it should, or at least the way it used to. First off, it's something that I did, I think, that has made my Etsy shop go down in search rankings and actually get shown hardly at all. And it is discontinuing my use of Etsy pattern for my website. Last year, in 2023, in October, I shifted my website from being on Etsy pattern to being on my own Shopify site, because I wanted to host all of my products on there. I could put videos, embed them in my website, make a lot better user experience for my shoppers than I was able to do on Etsy. But the thing is, ever since I moved my site from Etsy pattern to my own site, Etsy is hardly ever showing my listings anymore. Now here in a second, I'm going to tell you why I think this is. But first, if you are new to what Etsy pattern is, Etsy offers the ability to take all of your listings off of your Etsy shop and then turn them into your own website. And all of it is hosted through Etsy. Etsy processes the payments, and each time you make a sale, it is counted as a sale in your shop. And when you get reviews on your Etsy listings, those will appear on your website as reviews of your products, which is pretty cool. And the integration of the two is really convenient. It makes it really easy to start your own website, especially if you have no experience having your own website, designing anything. You don't have to do it. Etsy has templates on there, and it's super easy to use. But there aren't a lot of features. So if you want extra things, like I said before, videos embedded into your pages, special pages about certain things, landing pages, the ability to collect emails on landing pages, things like that, you can't really use an Etsy pattern site for that. And that's why I migrated over to Shopify. And all of the Etsy experts on YouTube will try to tell you that having an Etsy pattern site makes no difference to your search rankings, but my shop is proof that it really does. And here's why. Since all of your orders go through Etsy, they count them as sales. And every time you make a sale on your Etsy pattern site, your listings are relisted as having had a sale on them in the Etsy system. And when Etsy sees that you're making sales, it raises your rankings in search. And this is a common thing. Everybody knows this. If you make more sales on Etsy, Etsy will show your products to more people because they want to make their customers happy. They want customers on there buying things. They're not going to show products on the first page of search that are not making sales regularly. And for me, I make way more sales on my website than I do on Etsy. So I was funneling a lot of traffic of sales through my Etsy shop through my pattern website. But now that I'm selling all of those through Shopify, they're not going through Etsy. And so I'm not making all the sales in Etsy's eyes that I was before. So to fix this, I tried lots of things. I tried putting a lot of my products on sale. I started with 20% discounts and that didn't work. So then I went to 30% discounts. That didn't work. So then I tried to make one product where I took it to a 50% discount, where I was barely making a profit, just so that I could make some sales on it, so that I could see if it would go up in search results. And this is a product that is really popular on my website. It's really popular when I sell in person. And I've sold lots of art prints of this particular style before on Etsy. So I knew it should sell well. I revamped all of the titles and tags, put better photos. I did all of the things that you should do to get your listing to show up in search. I tried that for a while. It didn't generate any sales. So then I put an ad along with it on Etsy, and I didn't get any views on the ad. I was like, seriously, what is going on? So then I watched some videos of Etsy gurus who said that you should advertise on Etsy if you want to succeed your best sellers. So that's what I did. I went through and I found my all-time best sellers and I put them up on Etsy. Again, crickets. I had a $10 a day limit and I was getting maybe 1 click, 2 clicks a day. It was awful. I'm like, what is going on? I've never had a problem like this on my Etsy shop with advertising. I mean, if you have money that you want to spend, Etsy usually spends it. Now, it doesn't mean you are going to get sales, but I couldn't even get impressions. And if you're unfamiliar with what impressions are, somebody has to be able to see it. There needs to be an impression for there to be able to be a click. So it's not that my ads weren't performing, but my ads weren't even being given the opportunity to perform by Etsy. So I contacted Etsy support and they just gave me the total runaround about how I needed to work on my listing quality, my SEO. These are listings that have really good SEO, that are perfectly configured, that have lots of positive reviews. Customers have purchased off of the listings many, many times and wrote excellent reviews. So why wouldn't they be able to be shown with ads? I get it if they can't be shown in search because there's not enough traffic on them currently to generate recent sales, but these listings should be prime candidates for exposure through ads. I mean, I'm willing to pay for it, but Etsy isn't willing to give me a chance, even in ads. And ultimately, Etsy support didn't help me at all. They basically said that it was operating properly and this is just how ads work and I should give it some time. So I gave it a month because that's what they say, is to give it a month to see how your ads are going to perform and then refine things. And I didn't even have $10 worth of clicks the entire month. I had given them the opportunity to do $10 of clicks a day. So that'd be like $300 worth of clicks. And so Etsy ads sucks. Etsy ads is worse than it has ever been. And this is why I'm so frustrated with Etsy. It's not that my listings dropped in search because I removed my Etsy pattern site. I knew that was a potential consequence of removing it, even though all of the experts say it wouldn't be, but it was, and I know that now. But I'm more frustrated that there's no way for me through Etsy ads to be able to get my listings exposure again so that they will start making sales. So then on their own, they'll continue to rise up in search. It's like my shop is dead. If I can't pay to play and I can't funnel traffic in there through my website because I'm using Shopify now and making a lot more money on my website than I was through my pattern site on Etsy too. And so from a financial perspective, I can't go back to Etsy pattern. The thing is, if there's no way for a seller to be able to get their listings exposure to then start the ball rolling, then ultimately Etsy is a failed pursuit for most people. And my shop has over 3,000 sales, many 5-star reviews. It's very established. So how is it for those shops who only have like 10 sales or fewer than that? How are they supposed to get exposure? So these are my questions. And yeah, I would love any suggestions. If you're watching this video and you know something that I don't about Etsy that could fix the situation, I would love to hear them down in the comments. It might not only help me, but it could help other viewers of this video who are also frustrated with slow sales on their Etsy shops. All right, well, if you would like to learn more ways to sell art that do not have to do with selling on Etsy, watch this video. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.